The lunch rush in the Navy mess hall was loud, chaotic, and full of the usual chatter. Forks clinking, trays sliding, sailors swapping jokes. But at the serving line stood an old man who never raised his voice, never rushed, never complained. Tony Maxwell, 82 years old, moved with the slow but steady rhythm of someone who had spent a lifetime serving others. As Tony scooped peas onto the trays, a sharp voice cut through the noise. "Is this slop even edible?" A young petty officer sneered, rolling his eyes dramatically. "Come on, old man. Move faster." A few sailors chuckled nervously. Tony didn't look up. He simply continued, placing spoonfuls of vegetables with the calmness of a man who'd lived through storms far louder than insults. The petty officer wasn't done. "He's probably some retired clerk who got a pity job." "Right, Grandpa." The room quieted. Everyone heard it. No one stepped in. Moments later, a lieutenant walked over, already irritated. "What's the problem here?" "This server's got an attitude." The petty officer lied instantly. The lieutenant sighed, annoyed. "Name?" Tony paused, wiped his hands on his apron, and spoke softly. "Tony Maxwell, sir." The lieutenant smirked. "Maybe this job's too much for you." That's when the petty officer noticed the faded ink on Tony's forearm. He pointed and laughed. "Nice biker tattoo, Grandpa." But at a nearby table, a chief petty officer froze mid-bite. His eyes locked onto that symbol, a skeletal falcon gripping a trident. He knew that mark. He had only heard whispers of the unit, a classified team spoken of in rumors, never in public. Ghosts of the Delta, Unit 734. Without a word, the chief stood up and hurried out of the room. Minutes passed. Suddenly, the mess hall doors slammed open. In walked Admiral Sarah Miller, flanked by her staff. Conversations died instantly. Every sailor snapped to attention. She didn't look at anyone except Tony. Her eyes moved to the tattoo. Her posture shifted. Her voice softened. "I've only seen that symbol in classified files." Whispers rippled through the room. Then, to everyone's shock, the Admiral raised her hand in a sharp salute. "It's an honor, sir." The mess hall gasped. She turned to the room and read from the file a junior officer handed her. Anthony Maxwell. Navy Cross. 2 silver stars. Bronze star with valor. Only survivor of Unit 734. Ghosts of the Delta. The lieutenant and petty officer went pale. "You disrespected a hero," Admiral Miller said coldly. "Resign or face court-martial." Neither man said a word. By sunrise, they were gone. As for Tony, he returned to the serving line the next day, moving with the same quiet dignity as always, when a young sailor approached shyly and whispered, "Sir, thank you for your service." Tony smiled gently. "Respect isn't in rank, son. It's in who you are when no one's watching." And the entire mess hall knew they'd witnessed a legend walking among them.